Wait, that's too close. Okay, hi. It's been literally years. Like grade 9 was the last. And do you know how long that is? That's basically 3 generations in TikTok time. Anyway, hello, I'm still me, still jolly, still loud, still yapping, but now with a tiny upgrade. Maybe 2% maturity? Don't expect too much. Wait. But before anything else, let's do a little rewind. Since you've been asking, where have you been, Yana? Okay, fine, let's go back. Way back. So this was the last time you saw me. Our grade 9 online recognition. That was the era, the chaos, the last time I showed my face on YouTube. And after that, well, girl, life happened. Grade 10 came, I graduated junior high school, then senior high school. Yes, I survived both without losing the rest of my brain cells. And then I left USJR. Long story, but basically life said, 6 years is enough. And I said, okay. But anyway, even though I disappeared from vlogging, I've grown a lot. Not the physical aspect though. Number one, I'm not as conscious about gaining weight anymore. Before I used to push myself not to eat dinner or limit what I ate, but now I actually need to eat. And number two, I've slowly renewed my faith in Him. I'm taking care of myself spiritually now. Still chaotic, but chaotic with guidance. Also, I still love my sticker collection. That's never changing. But plot twist, I am now an avid fan of my melody. Like, girl, that became my identity. But through the years, even without vlogging, I continue doing the things I love. Your girl hosted events. Your girl still loves pink. Like, nothing can separate me from that color. It's a personality trait at this point. Your girl became a radio broadcaster. Yes, I fulfilled that dream after 5 years of hiatus from campus journalism. And guess what? I even won third place. Like, who is she? Character development unlocked. And hello, your girl somehow fulfilled her celebrity fantasy and won Best Supporting Actress. Not for drama, but for an informative, tragic comedy. Above all, I still love interacting with kids. Still nurtured my love for community outreach programs. Still love oversharing. Honestly, nothing has changed in that department. And the biggest update, I'm finally pursuing my childhood dream to become an English teacher. I know, everyone thought it would be Filipino. Even me! But here we are. Sometimes the plot twist is the plot. Yeah, that's the where I've been. And now I know you want the now, the present, the updated version of me. So I personally want to catch up with you guys. And since you threw a lot of questions at me, then let's answer them. Okay, so most of the questions you asked were about my college life, my experiences, how I'm adjusting, how I'm handling everything so far. Well, college life is challenging. It wasn't the freshman year that I expected. Even before the calamities, we shifted to online classes and then we returned to face. And since the earthquakes, the typhoons, now back to online again. Academic expectations are also intense. The activities pile up quickly and it can get overwhelming, but I'm grateful that I was able to handle it with grace. And you know, it's like a roller coaster ride of uncertainty. You don't know what comes next. You don't know what is the end of it. You just need to look at the brighter side of everything and enjoy even with all of these things happening. There were also questions asking about me, my personal well-being. Shout out to my favorites who check up on me. Honestly, I'm at the point in my life where I've become more carefree. I let everything unfold naturally. I don't force things to happen. And I'm just like, live one day at a time. What change have you noticed in your life after graduating senior high? Well, honestly, I've become more open as a person. I've noticed that I am more comfortable with conversations, like real conversations, like deep topics, like the kind that talks about life, like growth, success, failures, free will, or predetermined life. Well, I feel like I'm leaning towards a more predetermined path in my life. I already have things, I already have the strategies, the opportunities I need to consider. Kumbaga, everything is settled in my mind. But at the same time, I'm also trying to live more freely. Like at this point, as I've said earlier, that I've become more carefree. I want everything. I'm considering also to let everything unfold naturally, to see where life takes me. Like you don't force anything. You just enjoy what comes to you. Seeing anyone right now? Anyone? Any two? Any three? Anyone? I think it's not new to anyone that I've been with the same guy since 7th grade.
Wow.
It was messy at first, but over time it became quiet, it became honest, and something we've grown into together. This question would actually be so funny because some of our grade 12 anakshis were asking about Siap, one of the dragons we had to slay when we're still graduating students. And words of wisdom daw for the Siap Alipins. You know, you just need to enjoy the process and you will later realize that it's really important in honing you as a better person. It's really important in your growth as a person. Because also, I just need to share this. I was supposed to share this during the Yung Step Kineme because we were initially invited to be a resource speaker, but then there were a lot of things na marag na happened, something like that. So, moto, it was just down to our former teacher. But I just want to share this, marag, kumbaga, kuha na lang ni snippet sa akong talk unta. To thrive in Siap, a group must move with focus and carry its significance deep within the heart. Mao jud na. One thing you regretted in Siap? Well, I actually didn't trust my instinct during that day because the last thing I saw before leaving the house at 4 a.m. was my pencil case. Like, may ano pa jud akong mama nga, wala na kayo nabilin? And then I proudly said to her nga, wala na, ando na ta. And I was like, yes, very proud. And books, during the implementation, we realized that we didn't have pens. So, wala may ball pen. So, unsaon pag-answer sa among mga kuyatanod sa mga evaluation forms and quiz. So, at amon na lang gi-utilize ang among dapat i-utilize. Mga 6 ra gito ka buok. Sagol gito pens and pencils. So, mo to, lesson learned, always trust your instincts no matter what. Favorite Siap moment? Well, my favorite Siap moment was actually walking on the stage not once, but twice during the recognition and graduation ceremony. It was a significant moment for us because it tells us, it really signified that we made it. I also got teary-eyed, manggod kay, di ba? Before mag-announce man na, nga, kanang, for special awards, something like that. And then, while listening to our project being mentioned, and then we're, Mom, true ba na online mo until next year? Probably, my love. There were no updates. Wala pa dyan updates as to when mi mo balik. So, yeah, probably online na jud mi. Nakatupong ni Chase Yana ara. No one in class and in competence, you're the one and only. I miss you. Inig face-to-face ni mo. Sure. If na may classroom. Imong study habits. Well, making my own study reviewer or making my own study notes has always been something that I'm doing for the past years. I create my own notes because in this way, I became more familiar. I became more hands-on in my learning process. It really helps me to remember the material wholeheartedly as well. Also, the Pomodoro technique works for me, 25 minutes study and then 5 minutes break because during that 5 minutes break, I always look forward for the 5 minutes break to finish because lahi man gud like na-stop imong like lami na kayo na na-stop tas na 5 minutes. So I always look forward for the 5 minutes to finish for me to continue what I've started. The first semester in college, I also try the blurting method. Like, you just need to read the material, and then after reading, you need to get a clean sheet of paper and then write everything that you remembered. So you do it again and again. Basta the end goal is for you to at least write everything on the paper, like everything na yun, all the information. Like wala na jud kay something na malimtan. So yun na. Also, I use active recall on Gizmo, which I really had fun. I know you're familiar with that. Ned uses that. I even type out my own flashcards because for me it's also my way of reviewing the things before, having some fun reviewing, having some fun studying. Any tips or advice for public speaking? Well, I think the most important thing that you should consider or you should put in mind is to also know your piece. To know your piece. Know your piece by heart, because when you're familiar with it, it wouldn't be that challenging for you to deliver it because you know your piece by heart, you memorize all the contents, the information. Next is you need to practice. I usually practice sa CR jud na atubangan sa samin because I want to see myself doing this. I want to see my face. Also, breathing exercises are really helpful. Before I do like hostings or before I do contests like orations, declamations, I do breathing exercises. Like you breathe everything like ana jud basta you feel your emotions, everything, what you're feeling, and you center yourself. I'm also into like telling myself, talking to myself na it's okay, and manifesting na jud kasi myself na okay ra lagi na madaog ra lagi taon niya, something like that. Pero kung di madaog kay mo hilak, char. What is your motto? Well, my motto or my biggest motto would actually to take up Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Filipino in another life, because I can imagine myself just teaching young minds about our culture, our literature, our language. Like some of my teachers and my friends would even ask me twice or thrice if I was out of my mind, since most of my credentials, most of my experiences were Filipino related, and then English ko sa college. But you just need to also consider practicality over passion. Just also need to consider the opportunities and such. It's really funny, Jude, because some even told me to have my content sa YouTube to be kanang first confessions of a Filipino major. Honestly, I try not to think about it too much because the more that I think about it, the more ko siguro mag-consider na, no, but I don't like that. I don't like to shift. No, dili pa grabe kayo. But the last question, kanta, is actually here. Hi, Yana. I often hear people say what is meant for you will be yours and what is not, no matter how hard you try, will never be. But how do we truly know if we have tried enough? How do we tell the difference between letting go and giving up too soon? Green. Hi, Green. You're so deep. Well, honestly, I'm also one of the people who would agree with the first part you said. Nga, katong what is meant for you and such. But if you would ask me, how do I truly know if I have tried enough? Hard enough. For me, as someone also who went through a lot of phases in my life where I questioned my worth, I questioned my identity crisis and such, I know that it's enough already. When it's my heart telling me to stop. And no matter how hard I pray to God, no matter what I do, if wala jud gani siya changes, if wala jud gani siya niabot, it's my way of telling myself nga, dili jud guro to para ako. Like, you just need to know it. You just feel it. And then, how do we tell the difference between letting go and giving up too soon? Well, if you say letting go, it's when you wholeheartedly accept that it must come to an end. And you've tried the possible ways, the possible solutions. Like, you tried other ways, you consider other ways. So that's when letting go. It's also when your actions, your feelings, and your whole being come to a common ground of deciding that letting go or to leave the situation as it is, to release the situation, is the best thing to do. But if you say giving up too soon, you're drawn out by exhaustion and you weren't able also to use other possibilities or other factors, other things to consider, other strategies. Basta, with one thing that you do and then dili naka, give up na lang ka man, without you finding ways, other ways for you to solve it. Alright, enough chika, enough entel, enough oversharing, kaya stress jugo ato, naningut jugo ato. You guys have had your fun. Now allow me to take you on a raw, unfiltered, and slightly embarrassing moment. Come with me as I take you to my online class live, asynchronous edition. Guys, what's up? It's me, Anna. Welcome back to my channel. Anyway, we're officially in the second semester, the third day of the first week of asynchronous classes. And earlier, I was supposed to have my 2 classes, but since wala man nag activities kinamerud, I just left. Diba? Good student! At exactly 1 p.m. this afternoon, we would be taking our final examinations. Yes, our finals was waived, but then since our grades reveal wasn't that good enough, we asked for another chance, and we are grateful that we are actually given another chance to prove ourselves that we are worthy to have our grades increase. So we're hoping for the best. May sa doon taon, sayon ra sa dang exam. Bao pa mo na we were given 10 chapters to study. But akong nahuman na chapters kay 9 ra kabok. Matagulo yung mga teacher na kapag senior high school or pag alam na nakakitaan or pag junior high, no? Kay... So, I'm done taking the exams and kita dyan mo. Nag-spirty dyan akong ano-ano diri kung unsay mga contrary terms. This was our activity yesterday. Sapat fit, 10 questions. So, niya man ako sa 8 kabo questions. I mean 9. So, nan ako sa last na. Deadline ani kay Saturday pa. So, let's make it. I think that would be all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun as much as I did. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Law, it's been a while since I've subscribed to my channel, like this video, and comment down below if you want to share something, or just share this video to your friends that your girl is back. Yay! Bye, people. See you soon.